Warning, 30 Screams or Less may contain spoilers about movies that have recently been released. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back, and enjoy the show. Or, if you don't want to waste your time watching the movie and rather have two random horror dudes watch it for you, we got you covered as well. Welcome everyone to 30 Screams or Less, a horror movie podcast where we review horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Today's movie we're going to be reviewing is called Faces of Death, 2K26. It's in the game. You know, like EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in the game. 2K26. Isn't that like a fucking whole different like sports series? Like NBA 2K, whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever. They release one every year.
Yeah, I don't fucking buy those games because I don't want to buy a new game every year, but I don't play the sports games anyways. It's directed by Daniel Goldhaber, written by Daniel Goldhaber and Issa Mazzy, starring Barbie Ferreira as Margot Romero, Dacre Montgomery as Arthur Spivak, and Josie Toda as Samantha Gravinsky. The plot of the movie is a woman employed as a website content moderator comes across a series of violent videos reproducing death scenes from the film. But first, Corey, true horror story. Looked in the mirror this morning, my beard an absolute nightmare. Dry, wild, looked like it clawed its way out of a crypt.
That's terrifying, man. Did you hit it with that beard Octane?
Oh yeah, beard wash, conditioner, beard oil brought it back from the dead.
Fellas, don't let your beard turn into a creature feature. Keep it alive and kicking with Beard Octane.
And right now, hit beardoctane.com, use code 30screams10, get 10% off. Save some cash and save your beard from becoming a horror show.
Bad beard day? We've had plenty. Beard Octane's the fix. We swear by it.
30 Screams or Less starts now. Corey, what did you think of Faces of Death 2K26?
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
I was pleasantly surprised by this. The second I heard they were remaking Faces of Death, I assumed it was either going to be a watered-down version of the original or a disaster trying way too hard to shock people. Instead, they took the premise and did something completely original with it. Given how much of the original 1978 film you simply couldn't get away with today, I honestly have to give them credit for finding a new angle rather than just copying what came before. I went in skeptical and came out impressed, which is honestly my favorite way to be wrong.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I went in like not really expecting much from it because, to be honest, I never watched the first Faces of Death.
Oh,
I had no intent. Yeah, never
I'll let
had
you borrow
any
the
intention.
DVD.
No, fuck off. No, it's supposedly all fake anyways, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they even mentioned it in this movie at the original. So the movie opens up with Margot. We meet Margot right away, and she's at her job watching her literal job is watching these videos on the internet and, flagging them for whatever reason. But her reactions are literally the same way that my reactions were the first time I saw that 1978 film because it was made to look real.
Oh, yeah.
What do they call them?
Snuff.
Snuff films, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the same way, I think we've talked about this before, that series Guinea Pig that I tried to watch very recently. They're banned in the US, but it was so fucking real. Like, I shut it off within 20 minutes because it was that bad.
That bad, huh? Holy shit.
But yeah, that's what these types of movies do. Guinea Pig was one that was made like, 80s, 90s, whatever. Original Faces of Death, 1978. None of the shit that you saw in these movies, this wouldn't happen in 2026. I mean, they showed the most controversial scenes, in my opinion, in this movie. The one we just watched. That monkey scene.
Yeah, they showed, the monkey scene. They showed some clips of that. That's one of the main reasons why I did not want to watch the original. I heard about that scene. I'm like, nope. Not for me.
Yeah.
I'm all set with that animal cruelty shit. I don't want to see it. I'm good.
Agreed.
So, but it was all faked, right? I mean, unless that scene's fucking real, because it looked very realistic, like hyper realistic in the actual fucking clip.
Yeah.
But there's no way they would show like a fucking animal actually getting fucking beaten by people.
Well, here's the thing. This was 1978.
Yeah.
So
they,
I mean, I think it's been said that it's a snuff film. It's not real. I gotta Google this now while you're talking.
Yeah, why don't you Google that, because this is the beauty of these kind of movies that are like, well, snuff films are a little fucking ridiculous, let's be honest, because it's made to be super hyper realistic, but it's fake as anything. But you got to respect the fact that because they do so well in these snuff films, like this kind of shit, like The Faces of Death did, that it's like an artistic genius thing because it's so realistic looking. You're questioning to this day if it's real or not.
Right. And like, I just looked it up. So the 1978 film, so it was presented as a documentary. Some of the scenes are staged with real footage. Most explicit human deaths are faked, though some animal and archived footage are real.
See, that's where I'm like, I knew for some reason they were going to show it because that's like one of the most controversial parts of that fucking movie, like the 78 version. That's like one of the most controversial parts. So to leave that fucking out, of course, would be ridiculous. It'd be kind of like going against the idea of Faces of Death. Like at that point, you're pretty much just using it for the name. But they added that clip in. I'm like, fucking seeing it anyways. Great.
So that's the thing. Like, Margot's going through these videos at her job and she comes upon that scene, but they recreated it with a human.
They did recreate it with the human, but then later on they did show the fucking monkey version.
Yeah.
But yes, they that was the whole idea, is that as a content moderator, this person was posting these videos. It's almost like a service kind of like TikTok. Same type of concept. People post videos, they fucking doom scroll. And that was her job, is just to moderate content. And she would see these videos that were reenacting scenes from Faces of Death, like the monkey scene, except it was, yes, a human in the middle. And there was like these fucking mannequin things just smashing his head with hammers. And then eventually died and skinned and all that stuff. And then you saw a few others, which there was like the gun shooting scene that was reenacted. They did that on the social media. But yeah, there are a few. So I do want to say this. I actually loved this movie. I thought this was great. I didn't expect what I was getting into when I watched this, because initially I was thinking, like, how are they going to fucking remake that movie? What are they just going to show a bunch of fucking clips? And it's just going to be like another Faces of Death type movie? I mean, there's 4 of them, right?
5.
5?
Oh,
There's
no.
5?
I think they're including the new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 4 of the, like, original Faces of Death, which are just fucking clip-heavy shit. And then this one, which is a whole different beast. And I actually appreciate what they did about this, because it wasn't just a straight remake or anything like that. It was like its whole own thing.
Yeah,
like it was.
I'm shocked they were able to do this, but props to the director, man, who somehow created a story to go along with this original film. Like what the 1978 film was, he gave it a story. It's kind of a slasher.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I loved it. Yeah, it's exactly that. They turned the idea of Faces of Death into a slasher movie and then have an actual script, because I didn't think there was going to be an actual script to this. I honestly, like I said, I saw the trailer, but I didn't know what to really make of it. I just recognized some faces in it, and Dacre Montgomery, I didn't expect him to be in this. And
oh my God.
What?
I just realized who that was.
Yeah, it's Billy from fucking Stranger Things.
So I'm watching Faces of Death and I'm like, this guy looks very familiar. I don't know what. And I never looked at his IMDb until just now. Oh my God, pour one out for Billy.
Yeah, pour one out for Billy. Billy, he needs that fucking hair back, man.
Yeah.
That hair fucking matched him so good, because he plays a heel every fucking movie he's in. He must be just that heel type character. Like, he's never like the good guy or anything like that. He's always fucking an asshole. And this is just another movie where he's an asshole in it. But he does it so fucking well.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. Yeah. So I appreciate his acting abilities as a fucking bad guy.
The Duffer Brothers did him wrong.
Yeah, they did. Billy was like, that was like Scar versus fucking help me out here, Corey. I'm talking Lion King. You know this. Simone. No, not Simone and Pumbaa. Fucking help me out, man. You're a Disney guy.
Name?
No, don't look it up. You're a Disney guy. James Earl Jones.
Mufasa.
Yeah, this was like Scar.
That's all you had to say. I couldn't.
Yeah, Scar versus Mufasa type deal with Steve versus Billy. Just 2 fucking mega alphas just going at it. Just lions, but to just fucking destroy the animal kingdom.
You know what? Now that we're talking about this, I have no sympathy for the Burrows getting canceled after one season, even though I loved it.
The Burrows?
So that was the show I was watching when we were flying back from Texas.
Oh, yeah. I actually liked it.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Did you know it got canceled?
I did not know it got canceled. That's a bummer.
Yeah, one season.
You know, it left with a cliffhanger, but I don't think it was necessary.
No, that's just it. The story's wrapped up perfectly.
Yeah, they could have just wrapped it up perfectly fine there, and I wouldn't have been upset about it. I would have been fine with a second season, but am I disappointed that there isn't a second season? No, because they pretty much, like, where do you go from there?
Well, I mean, the real Sam is not there.
Yeah.
They could expand on that.
Oh, maybe.
Because they showed that he was glitching at the end, remember?
Yeah, they did show that, so that's about it. Well, I'm sure they could find something to do with that, but I don't need it. I liked it, though. It was good.
It was fine. It ended fine. I'm good. I'm sad it's over because, like, and I mean, this is what Netflix typically does. They will, they'll make something that you and I love and then fucking cancel it after one season.
Always cucking us. I hate it.
Yeah, but they'll keep increasing the prices, no problem.
Fucking the Santa Clarita diet pisses me off to no end.
We'll never know how that ends. We get to see what's-his-face turning at the end, and that's it.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, Timothy Olyphant turns into a fucking zombie. Cool. Massive cliffhanger. Massive. Fucking gaping wide Grand Canyon cliffhanger. No, canceled. Sorry.
Yep, but then we'll drag out Stranger Things for 5 fucking seasons, and the 5th season is just, it doesn't need to exist.
No, it didn't need to exist, but it's whatever. I enjoyed it, but I was more glad, like, okay, I'm glad this is fucking over. Because they're doing this whole stupid, like, 2-part season deals. I hate that. Can't stand it.
With 6 months between halves.
Stupid. So dumb.
Yeah, anyways, Dacre's a great actor. Back to that.
Yeah, he's great. He's an awesome heel, and he is so menacing in this movie.
Yeah. I love the contacts.
Yeah. Oh my God. The contacts in his eyes, like full eye contacts. I'm wearing contacts right now. I couldn't imagine wearing full eye red contacts.
Well, it was so bad too when he was shooting at What's-Her-Face at the end, and he had to take one of them out because he couldn't see through the scope on his gun.
Yeah. So cool though. Think about that scene. Just like he's like scoping her, right? And it's just his vision's all fucked up because of it, and you just see him one shot pull the thing out of his fucking eye, and then then he's starting to shoot at Samantha. And man, he was just a fucking animal in this movie. Just as Arthur, great heel, great character.
Also, one thing I have to ask: did they say Arthur's name at any? Like they said it towards the end of the movie. He said it at one point, right? But it wasn't. We didn't know what his name was until towards the end, right?
Yeah, I don't think they said it like throughout the movie at all because he wasn't really interacting with anyone that he knew. Everyone that like he was interacting with, there were people he was just kidnapping to bring to his basement to reenact those videos. Mm-hmm. So if anything, there was a possibility of like, I maybe overlooked it, but he was working at the wireless store. A guy was walking out. He's like, I'm going to lunch. I don't know if he mentioned his name there, but if he did, it went fucking way under the radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's the only other spot I can think of. But man, this guy was an animal, an absolute animal. There was one scene where, so like horrifying. And I also loved what they did for the film for this. They didn't do it in digital. They shot that shit in film. And it made for like that real grainy look. There were some scenes where it was like really jumping around and it had that Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to it. I feel that if you're going to have a movie that's kind of based on a movie from the 70s, having that little detail of film is amazing.
Oh, completely agree. And the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, didn't it come out the same year as Faces of Death?
No, it was like a year difference. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I think it's actually maybe 76. 74. Okay. So 4 years after Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, Faces of Death came out. So that was still in the golden era of using film. Digital obviously didn't come into play for years and years and years later. So yeah, we were still getting like the Kodak type real shit. And man, it was great. You can tell it was film as well, because if you're looking at the movie, you'll see a little grain. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
Of course.
The grain, like you see that, and you see sometimes the little scratches on the film, and I love that. That's it's a lost art. It's so easy to shoot digital these days, and that's fine. It's convenient, it's cheap, way less trouble trying to fucking like reshoot and all that stuff. But there's just something different, like a whole different feel about film, and I love that. I love that a lot of directors are still using that as a way to film movies.
I feel like directors get a little gun shy about doing that because we're in 2026, right? You want your film to be fucking 4K and 9 million pixels. Mm-hmm. I think I understand it. A lot of directors won't want to take that gamble, but people like you and I, like the like horror fans, like we grew up watching this stuff. Like you said, it's a lost art. It adds so much to a film.
It does.
Just literally the camera that it's shot on.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking wild, man. And I know they did that for when we watched Dolly a while back, which not a great movie. I mean, we liked it. But I love the fact that they did the same approach. They used film, 58 millimeter film for that. This one was Kodak film. I actually sat through the credits just to see if they mention it. And they did. And I love that. I love the whole scene at the end when the two of them were fighting in the room. And you could tell it had that real grainy look, something looking like a straight out of the 70s. Like it was really pronounced there. Whereas like other spots, not so much.
So that, actually, you know what? Now that we're talking about this, that final fight between Margot and Arthur, did you notice
we're skipping ahead, but that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I know, but whatever. We can skip around.
It's our fucking podcast.
Oh, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, exactly.
How bright the blood was.
Oh, yeah. It was fucking... Well, he was under, like, fluorescent lights as well, so that shit was just glowing.
But it looked so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a great-looking scene, but I want to go back a little bit further. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, not too much further, but the scene where Margot jumps over the fence and she like hits the ground and she's about to save Samantha, and you see Arthur come around the corner, his gun jams, and like she's starting to run, and she's running towards the camera, and you see that whole shakiness happening, and it's like the same kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre look, especially with the film, that just really pronounces it. You get like that blur and everything, and I fucking love that. It's not crisp. It shouldn't be crisp. It's supposed to be chaotic. And she runs into Arthur, and Arthur's gun is jammed, and you just see him like screaming at her, almost as if he's mocking her.
Oh my God, he does that twice, two separate occasions in the film. He does that scream.
Yeah, and he's screaming at her like as he's making fun of her. And I thought that was so menacing. And not to mention with the film look, it just looked amazing. You know what it kind of reminds me of too? Zack Snyder, Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
The one, his cut.
Yeah.
That like the whole beginning where it had that like the chaos look where she's getting out of the house, zombies are running after her car and all that shit. It had that kind of same feeling. I'm thinking that might have been shot on film as well. Knowing him, probably was.
Wasn't that scene there was no sound, right? We could just kind of hear the commotion that was going, or not hear, but like see the commotion that was going on for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was kind of like it went like really quiet. And I don't remember why it went quiet. I don't know if she like fucking hurt her ears or something like that. But yeah, it went like really quiet, and you just see the chaos happening. But it had a grainy look as well. And so he probably used film. Again, using film is like one of my favorite shit. I love it. But that was like my biggest fucking thing about this movie that I love was the film. All right, so we should probably go way back because we just jumped way forward. But yeah, we meet Margot, and she's working at this social media website or social media company.
I want that
like
job.
TikTok. I don't.
I want her job.
You want that job so you can see all that fucking lunacy. And then they're like, nope, it's safe for kids.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking making our shit kid friendly. What are you talking about? I see your shit. Managing our socials. I see everything.
I was just trying to make sure that a wider audience sees our stuff.
I understand that, but if a child is hearing us talk about fucking dead children,
mangled dicks,
and like all these things, probably gonna get us in a little bit of trouble. YouTube's gonna be like, I'm not gonna make you a partner or anything anytime soon if you're gonna pull that shit. Fuck. Kind of want some money here.
I'm trying to play the algorithm.
I know, man. It's so fucking tough. And he knew that algorithm. He was so good with it.
He did. It was like he's picking... at some point, I kind of picked up on a trend that he was just picking off social media influencers.
Yeah. He was picking them off, and he was he knew what the audience wanted, and he knew that they wanted violence, and so he just kept feeding them fucking violence, and everyone was all about it. He was getting fucking tons and tons and tons of views. His lives were going fucking crazy. You see him like dumping acid over a fucking cut up body and shit like that.
What did he say? He kept saying, give the people what they want.
Yeah, give the people what they want. Oh, there was a really good quote in it. And you know what? I'll pull it up because it's even on IMDb. All right. It is the attention economy, and baby, business is a booming, or is booming.
Yeah, he's a really good villain.
He was a great villain in this. So yeah, she works at this social media company doing content moderation. I couldn't do that. Corey would. That's his dream job, just to watch that all day. I'm good.
If anyone out there knows how I can get a job doing this, send an email to 30screamsorless@gmail.com.
That's funny. Yeah, exactly. I actually had a friend who used to work for, or was a moderator for Plenty of Fish. Was it Plenty of Fish?
I don't know what that is.
It's a dating service.
Oh, okay.
So he probably saw dicks all the time.
Oh.
You know, that's kind of bold if you think about it. Like, think about being a dude and you're just like, you know, I'm here to get some dates. Let me just fucking post my hog and see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it's good enough to land like you could swipe a few photos and it's still the same length. I don't know. But hey, like, to each their own. I'm not that bold. And I also think it's it's harassment. It's fucked up. It's ridiculous.
Just casual. It's harassment.
It's harassment. It is very, very much harassment and fucked up. And I hear horror stories from women, man, and they're just like, yeah, we get this stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. And they show me. And I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. The DMs are the wild, wild west.
Yep. They were just like, we don't check spam. Can't check spam. Because it's just nothing but dicks. Oh, poor women sometimes with that shit. I feel bad.
But I do like the concept of Arthur is just recreating kills from the original film.
Yes, I appreciate you for reeling that back in.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about dicks anymore.
No, we only talk about mangled ones.
Yeah, that's it. We don't want to talk about dicks that are okay.
No, just mangled.
They got to be shredded.
Yeah, I like that he used Faces of Death as kind of a vehicle for his kills and just tailoring, like almost kind of tricking people and make it feel like it's fake footage, because the movie that came out in 1978 was also fake. So people probably seen that like, oh, like this isn't real, but it's so fucking sick. You know, can't wait to see the next one, all this shit. And he would pick people out based on the comments. You saw that, right? Like people would talk shit in the comments and he'd look it up and find that person, and that's how we get them.
Yeah, that was, we'll talk about it more when we get to the end, but the comments at the end, I don't know if you caught any of them.
Oh, the comments were great. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but that's it's one of the ways how he got his victims was actually fucking browsing the comments. And he's quite the fucking hacker too. I like that he was able to hunt down Margot by phishing her, which is crazy. Fucking bonkers, dude. Here's a link. He sends her a link because like this takes place on Reddit as well.
Oh my god, I was like, how this is like most of this movie is Reddit promotion.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny
because she's like literally uploading videos of stuff she's finding on the internet and asking Reddit if they think it's real.
Yep.
And that's how she witnesses her first execution.
Yep. And then that's how he was able to hunt her down. So he's like, yeah, this is very real. Take a look at this link and check out the data on this. And it was like a spoof link. And this link was allowing him to track her IP address and all this shit. And he could just skip tracer. Skip tracer is basically just a debt collector way of hunting someone down. But yeah, that's fucking what he would do. He was a pretty smart one. Had all of his shit on like media service and stuff like that. He didn't fuck around, man.
I love how he had everything on an external hard drive though, and it ended up getting shot.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking sucks. Oh man.
Didn't he write FOD on the hard drive too?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Faces of Death.
Yeah.
For someone who's so smart at like hacking and all that stuff, you'd think he would back that shit up to the cloud.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't because he is smart.
Maybe he's like, if I back this up to the cloud, someone's going to see this and they're going to find me out. That's kind of like Dennis Rader, BTK, who got caught. Yeah, I know. We're switching into super.
Were you just going to ask me if I knew who BTK was?
No. Where he sent in a letter, I think on like a
floppy
drive.
disk.
Floppy disk. Fucking floppy disk. He sent a letter in on a floppy disk, not realizing there was a bunch of metadata on that shit. And this metadata told the police officers where it originated from. They found out it came from a fucking library and shit. And that's all they had to do.
That he worked
like,
at,
okay.
I believe.
What's that?
Didn't he work there?
No, he was at like a church library or something like that, and that's how it was put into the metadata. Something like that, right?
Oh, the metadata linked him to the church, right?
Yeah. Okay. So,
and he had DNA. They had DNA evidence that they got from his daughter.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'll do it.
Which
it's those fucking.
Do you see the documentary that came out recently on Netflix about that?
No.
So she released there's a documentary. It's called My Father, the BTK Killer. And she's just talking about how he was killing people for decades and no one knew.
No one had a single clue.
But she has a book that just came out. She wrote about it too, from like her side of, her perspective of everything that happened.
Yeah. Dude, that's the golden era of serial killers, the 70s and 80s and some of the 90s. Mm-hmm. Like that whole era, because smartphones weren't really a thing. Actually, they definitely weren't a thing in the 70s and 80s. In the 90s, a little bit, but not like when it was starting to fucking slow down. Yeah, none of that shit. It was like no cameras everywhere, nothing. It was easy to get away with a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
Plus, they were hunting like sex workers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most of them, that's what they did. They hunted people that wouldn't be missed, essentially.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they got away with it. Just going up and down the fucking roadside, grab someone, boom, done. And you just think, oh yeah, they're just lost in the night, that type deal. And I bring up the metadata because that's how Margot was able to find like additional information on who's producing the videos. And that's how she was able to like take some of this metadata or like take the video and be like, can someone look at this metadata and see if this is all like related, if this is like an original and things like that. And people were like, yeah, it's an original. That's the same person doing it. And then really it's just Arthur fucking with her and trying to get as much information from her as possible. And there's one thing in this movie that I didn't get though, and it wasn't even enough to take it down like a point or anything like that. It was so she had this roommate who was a big horror fan, and he had Faces of Death. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Help me out here. Ryan. Actually, it's Ryan.
Yeah, the roommate.
She had this roommate. Just a friend, Ryan. Arthur found out where they lived and entered their apartment, took Ryan out with like a fentanyl fucking pen. Yeah, I never heard of it, but that's how he's fucking killing people. Like knocking people out.
He's basically doing what Dexter did.
Yeah, he's drugging them in a way, but with a needle instead of like, oh, and no, Dexter would use a needle. What am I thinking? Yeah, he would basically just Dexter them, and he used a needle on Ryan, but then he cut his throat. Seems like a waste.
Well, he didn't. He so he wasn't struggling, I guess. I don't know.
I guess you would think though that using the needle would be good enough. It basically just knocks him out, and you don't have to worry about him. But he cut his throat anyways. If I was him, you would just want to knock him out with the stuff and take both people and throw them in the trunk and get them back to the basement and all that stuff. And then you have more content for videos, I guess. I don't know. Well, he may do anyways, because he cut Ryan up into pieces and he went on live and he was pouring acid all over him.
I love that.
And yeah. And people were like, this is so sick. So cool. I love you. Have my babies. Blah, blah, blah. All this fucking weird shit. Some people are fucking nuts, man. But yeah, as he's doing this is when Margot is trapped downstairs in like one of the cages, and he's subjecting her to a video that she took years ago with her sister, and her sister got fucking
hit by a train.
Very much.
Are you the train girl?
Yeah, everyone just being like, are you the train girl? And initially I'm like, ooh, this could go either way. I'm like, I don't know what kind of train they're talking.
Oh no. That was in Euphoria. That happened in Euphoria.
Exactly. That's a Euphoria thing. Like, hey, I don't know. But they show like a little clip of her remembering the train incident. I'm like, oh, okay, it's an actual train, not like a fucking sexy train. I don't know.
I hate it. I hate this.
Sexy trains. That
Yeah.
gross. No thanks. So back to the whole train thing. So she was doing your typical TikTok bullshit, dancing in front of our fucking ring light with your phone and all that stuff. And her sister had the bright idea of dancing on train tracks. And they both were starting to get off the train tracks, except her sister slipped and half her body was hit by the train and just fucking, she was
Only half
heated.
of it.
Yeah, just half of it. And I was thinking initially, like, why the fuck would she post that? But no, it turns out it was leaked by the cops, and that's how it got on fucking social media, and now she's officially the train girl. And that comes into play later on because no one would believe her for anything she was saying because she was the train girl. They're just thinking like, oh, she's just another social media person who's trying to get another 15 minutes of fame just by saying that this guy's a serial killer and whatever. Mm-hmm. So no one fucking believes her. Everyone thinks she's crazy. But she uses that train girl thing to her advantage later on in the film at the very end. And I don't know if like how much we want to give away. We kind of gave away a whole bunch, didn't we?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it anymore.
I don't think we need to talk about it anymore, but she uses that moniker as kind of like, I don't want to say power play, but to be like, hey, I'm this fucking chick. Like, you need to watch this type thing. So people will actually listening to her. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I think we should just get into it because I think people need to check this out. Corey, what do you give Faces of Death 2K26?
Wait, we got to talk about the ending where she's not going to spoil the very ending, right?
No, let's talk about the ending. Go ahead.
Oh, no. So I was going to say, so she recorded this whole fight between her and Arthur. Mm-hmm. And then she uploads it to the internet. And for a moment, she's got like this smile on her face. So she's enjoying it.
Yeah.
But anyways, not going to talk about that a ton. The comments that they showed, there was one comment that stuck out to me that I thought was fucking hilarious. Homie won't be in the sequel. and then the screen ends, it fades to black.
And scene fades to black.
But yeah.
Oh man, I kind of want to talk about that though. Fucking, I'm breaking the rules. It's our podcast. So as Arthur is laying there after being maimed by Margot, it's kind of like cathartic. Is that the word I want to use?
Yeah.
Or like life imitates art type deal? Because if you look at it, the video of him being like just a bloody mess and everything is being posted for people to see. Kind of like Faces of Death back then, where it was portrayed that, you know, oh, this is real footage of people dying. So it's almost like a new version of it. So if anything, he was like, you know, living out Faces of Death at the end. So really cool. I love that aspect. But yeah, why don't we just get into it at this point? Corey, what do you give Faces of Death?
So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It was way better than I expected it to be. However, I was checked out for a little bit of it. I feel like it dragged a little bit.
Really?
But the third act absolutely brought me back, and it never let go. I also liked that it wasn't a straight remake of Faces of Death and instead centered on someone obsessed with the original. That's a much more interesting idea than trying to recreate a movie that was designed to shock audience nearly 58 years ago. The ending leaves things wide open, and if Margot embraces the attention and becomes the villain moving forward, I'm actually pretty interested to see where this goes next. I hate admitting it, but the sequel bait worked on me. Yeah.
It worked. I loved it. You bring up a good point. Maybe Margot loses her mind, and now that she's getting famous off of the end of this movie, who knows? Maybe there is a sequel, and then, you know, she carries on doing the same stuff. Like she just fucking loses it after everything that she's been through. Never know. You know, I'm going something a little different on this. 5 out of 5.
Ooh, higher.
I actually. Yeah, higher. It's I'm usually the one that's like, yeah, no, 3 out of 5 or whatever, something stupid. At no point in this movie was I even checked out. I fucking loved it all the way through. I couldn't think of anything that I didn't like that would really just bring it down a full point. Nothing like that. Everything was like, oh, okay, I'll fucking let that go. That type deal. Like the whole needle to Ryan only to cut his throat. I was just like, what the fuck was the point of that? But not enough to take it down to fucking full point. If anything, I probably would have done a 4.5 if we were doing fucking point scale shit. But yeah, I couldn't think of anything I didn't like about this movie. Plus, there were times where I stopped taking notes because I was enjoying it so much. You can't go wrong with Dacre Montgomery as Arthur Spivak. He's just so good at playing the bad guy in movies. The gore was great. The score was good. I loved how they shot everything on film. Like we went into full depth before. And the acting didn't feel too cheesy. It just felt like it worked for this kind of movie. So overall, great movie. The good thing about this is you don't need to watch the original Faces of Death. It provides the viewer with the background needed so they don't feel lost, which in my case, I'm aware of Faces of Death. I never actually watched Faces of Death.
We're going to change that.
What?
You're going to watch the original.
Yeah, I'm going to. No, I'm not changing that. Fuck that.
No, I have it. We'll have to
No.
watch party.
A watch party? All right. Maybe we'll do a watch party on YouTube, and people will join us.
There we go.
And they'll just see us fucking react to, or see me react to it and go, "This is fucking ridiculous."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend checking it out. If you want to watch Faces of Death, you can rent it now on VOD or watch it on Shudder starting July 10th. All right, everyone, help out our algorithm by liking, following, and subscribing to us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, and Slasher. Yes, all of them. No, we're not sorry.
Leave us a 5-star review on every podcast platform you use so strangers can also regret listening to us. Tell your friends too, because misery loves company.
Our intro and outro music is courtesy of Andrew Scott Bell. Go listen to him on all major streaming platforms. And if you see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on vinyl in the wild, be sure to buy it immediately like a responsible adult.
We're part of the Shining Wizards Network. Wrestling, heavy metal, horror, basically everything your parents warned you about. Go check them out at shiningwizardsnetwork.com.
Visit 30screamsorless.com to buy some merch.
Want us to review something? Contact us through our website or scream into the void on social media. Same difference.
Also, freshen up your face with Beard Octane and save some money while you're at it. Be sure to use the code 30screams10 at checkout to save 10% off your order, because your beard deserves better than neglect and regret. Smell good, look alive, and scare people for the right reasons. I'm Steve.
And I'm Corey.
And thanks for listening to 30 Screams or Less, and don't forget to drink your beans.